and that one's incomplete.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now it's Burrow. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
A reminder, coming up at intermission, we'll get highlights of this Super Bowl from Jonathan Coachman and the crew in Orlando for our EA Sports halftime report.
Here we go.
On 3rd down, Burrow. And incomplete. They tried to drop it off, but he couldn't hold on.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
Mahomes finding Juju there for the Kansas City first.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
Picked by Logan Wilson.
And now look at him go. 20, 10, and he will bring it back. It's a pick-6 for a Bengals TD. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. And now the offense for the Bengals being called back out as they'll try to add on 2 more. They'll let Mixon try and run it in. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. And there's a quick momentum swing. INT return for a pick-6, and then the 2-point conversion good.
And even if you're keeping your wits about you, you're thinking to yourself, okay, extra point block team going into the game now. All of a sudden you're hearing defense. Everyone's scrambling for their helmets and throwing down their cups of water. That's a great position for them to be in, trying to score against that team. A little bit disjointed.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33.
And now here comes Kansas City.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here.
And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield.
1st down for the Chiefs. Solid chunk of yardage, 17 on the play. On play action, it's Mahomes.
Finding Kelsey. What a catch there.
good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver, although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
So on 4th down, Mahomes off, Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. And that'll be off the crossbar and out. It's short. He couldn't get it there. It's no good. And that will keep this a 12-point game. Well, he had that one on target. That's half the battle. The other half of the battle, however, is distance.
And he nearly had that, too. But it was the crossbar that said otherwise. And that'll deny him a shot at 3.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
And with great starting field position and a couple of timeouts at their disposal, they'll certainly have the green light here. And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. So a nice play defensively by the rookie, coming up with the INT.
And that's a late-round pick right there, making a first-round impact. And a lot of these day 3 corners, they end up winding up on special teams and sub-packages and even on the practice squad. But he's really made an impact on this defense, and he comes up with the interception there.
"19 seconds showing to play in the half as they come up here 1st and 10. Here's Mahomes to throw. Going up top. He's got a man complete. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Marquez Valdez-Scantling in the final seconds of the first half. And the Chiefs are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. They'll look to throw to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Well, split the difference, and they're right where they would have been with 2 PATs. They got the 2-point conversion the first time. They failed there.
Interesting, isn't it? Because the first time you go after your first score, that feels like a gamble. The second time when they tried it again, that felt like, what the heck, right? Because, as you said, even if you miss it, you split the difference, and you're right on schedule at 14 points.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Bengals drive about to get going.
And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Juan Thornhill.
And the Chiefs are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. Well, Charles, you know, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl.
And the Chiefs are an extra point away from taking the lead in this Super Bowl.
And it's no good. He missed it. And the game remains tied. Oh, boy. So we've reached
one of the greatest performances of the year usually, but not here. Halftime of the Super Bowl is skipped, and we are on to the second half.
These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl.
Pulls it in at the 13. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Bengals drive about to get going.
And through one half at least, this Super Bowl has been everything it was cracked up to be. All tied. What's your key for them, Charles? In this?
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Juan Thornhill.
And the Chiefs will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
Not the way you envision things to start out the
quarter, one play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he got a new script going for the second half, not just the one that he operated off of to start the game. Nowhere on that script did it have that result.
And he's tackled at the 38, but they doubled their yardage. The play started at the 19, and they gained 19. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Von Bell. And the Bengals are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5?
Times.
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. Now he's going to let it go deep, back over the middle. And my goodness, another interception. And they will take over at the 20.